Hello. I'd like to give you a brief tour of this Triumph GT6 race car. I've had a few questions from my other videos, and I think if you're building a car or you're doing some performance street stuff, you may be able to benefit from some of the modifications that we've done here. First thing you'll notice is the triple Weber carburetor setup. These are DCOE, obviously side draft Webers, and the manifold is made by Triumph Tune in England. You can see it right there, and it's the special manifold for the GT6. This is the drop manifold, so each carburetor is lower than the next one, and the reason that that has to be done is for hood clearance. If you try to put a TR6 manifold on this car, you won't be able to close the hood by a long shot. The carburetors themselves, we've got these little springs holding the Mickey Mouse ears on. That's a very good idea. Inside the K&N air filters are very short velocity stacks, which helps the breathing. You'll notice these funny looking little washers on Weber carburetors, and what they are is spring washers. This is not like bolted down solid. There is a O-ring seal right there, and these just maintain tension on the seal. That's to keep the fuel from frothing in the inside the float balls. We've got two springs retracting the throttle linkage, which is important. And the throttle cable comes over the top and is mounted to the top of the valve cover with this bracket that we've made up. The valve cover itself is from a TR6. What you'll notice, this modification, I had to chop the front of it off in order to clear the hood once again. I also put this rather large breather hose on by welding an aluminum bung into the side of the valve cover, and this helps a lot with the breathing of the engine, and that just dumps into a very cheap overflow bottle. The next thing you'll notice about the engine is the exhaust header system, which is this is a full race header, so you have to chop part of the frame rail out in order to install it. It helps tremendously with the breathing of the engine, and the reason is that originally the Triumph had these little square exhaust ports, and these are much larger round exhaust ports. And what I've actually done is port matched this, which was a lot of work, grinding out the ports on the head to meet the ports on the the round ports on the exhaust manifold, and that helps tremendously with the breathing of the engine. The engine itself is a 2-liter. It's got a hot cam in it. We've worked a lot on the rods, the connecting rods, to lighten them and balance them. The valves, we got the the super duper valve springs, and also the rocker shaft. It's not a roller rocker, but we've replaced the springs with the solid spacers, which keeps the rockers in position at higher RPMs. And the push rods are chrome moly, which are shortened. The reason they have to be shortened, while you buy them short, is because the head has been shaved to increase the compression ratio. I CC'd the combustion chambers, and we're running about 10, 10.5, 10.7, something like that, to 1. Alright, on the firewall itself, we've got the Msd Ignition System and the Msd Coil. This is multiple spark discharge, and I can personally attest that there are multiple sparks. You don't ever want to get sparked by one of these, believe me. This is the discharge for the fire suppressant system, which is activated by the driver pulling a lever. I'll show you that in another video. This is the fuel regulator, fuel pressure regulator, which is adjusted with a little tiny nut under here. And that maintains even fuel pressure for the Weber carburetors, because they do like a very specific fuel pressure. This is the micronic fuel filter, which has all the AN fitting going back into the car. In the engine bay itself, we've chosen just to use this kind of sturdy braided line, but you could go AN all the way up here if you wanted to. This is a pressure expansion tank. It's actually from like a 50s or 60s Corvette. It's a Harrison tank, and that leads down to the aluminum radiator, which is it's custom made. We had it custom made by Smith's Radiator in Cambridge City, Indiana. Did a really nice job on it, and it fits a VW Scirocco. So if you wanted to get one of these and mount it in here, it's really hard to find a radiator that fits in this tiny little space up here. On the radiator itself, we've got an electric fan activated by a switch on the dashboard. We've never had any cooling problem, even on fairly hot days. It took a lot of time to make shrouds to direct the air right into the radiator. And this is a stainless steel mesh guard. A lot of cars don't have these. I thought it was pretty important to keep sharp objects from puncturing our expensive little radiator here. Alright, the other thing you're looking at here as far as the suspension goes is this spring is about 550 pounds per inch, which is a lot stiffer than stock. We could go stiffer yet. It's an adjustable aluminum shock. The suspension arm itself has been boxed, and you box it just by welding up. It's originally like a C-channel, so you weld that up, and that helps a lot with stability of the suspension under braking. You can see we haven't done the top one, but you could do the top one as well. You want solid. We got solid rubber, solid Delrin bushings in here. The stainless steel flexible brake line is attached to the copper nickel brake line, which is great because it never rusts and it's really easy to work with. I sell that on my website. I sell kits for Triumphs, Spitfires, GT6s, Healey's, Jaguars, so check that out if you get a chance. And one of the kind of neat things we did was this suspension tower is just basically flopping in the breeze unless you support it somehow. So what we did was there's a bar that bolts to the front of the frame, comes over the top of the tower, and bolts solidly to the top of the tower, and then it runs back and bolts to, on the other side of this is a matching flange, and that bolts right into the roll cage. So this whole area is ultra stiff right now. And the reason we didn't weld it in is because if we ever wanted to take the body off the frame, we could just unbolt all this stuff and take it right off. Alright, I'll move to the other side now.